What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So for our next trailer review, we are taking a look at the film called Good Boy. As you see here, Good Boy trailer puts man's best friend in haunted house filled with ghosts. Now, I've heard of this film. I've purposefully stayed away from covering the film because my understanding is it's a horror film, obviously. That's why we're talking about it. But it's told from the dog's perspective. And anyone that knows me very well, I should say, knows how I feel when it comes to animals and specifically dogs in movies and TV series. We're not going to get into what that is. Again, if you know me well enough, you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, then guess what? You don't know me well enough. So we are going to watch this. I haven't watched this trailer as of yet. So I'm going into this blind. I go into every trailer that we review that we do here blindly. I don't watch anything. The only thing I do take a look at is the timestamp just to get an idea of how long this is going to be, this overall video, but the trailer. So I think this one was a little over 2 minutes, or roughly at 2 minutes, if I remember correctly. Because I checked it this morning. But as we always do, we're going to get into the details of this article. Then we're going to watch the trailer, give our reaction, and wrap this one up. But I'm a little hesitant because, again, yeah, it's just when it comes to specifically dogs in TV series or movies, and something ends up happening, yeah, it doesn't sit well with me. So hopefully that's not the case here. So let's jump into the article details and let's see what we can learn about this one. So we obviously have an image here I'd imagine is from the trailer. It appears that the dog is looking down into the basement from this perspective. So yeah, kind of got me a little bit. Okay, so let's just keep going. A dog's sixth sense leads to terror in the new trailer for haunted house feature Good Boy. Fall head over heels for the Indy. For Indy the dog as the Good Boy when it releases in theaters. Okay, October 3rd. So we have a date. So roughly a little under 2 months, a little over a month and a half, shy of a month and a half. All right, so we have a synopsis here. In the film, our canine hero Indy finds himself on a new adventure when his human owner and best friend Todd leaving city life for a long vacant home in the country. From the start, two things are abundantly clear. Indy is wary of the creepy old house, and his affection for Todd is unwavering. After moving in, Indy is immediately vexed by empty corners, tracks, and invisible presence only he can see. Perceives phantasmagoric, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, warnings from a long dead dog, and is haunted by visions of the previous occupant's grim death. When Todd begins succumbing to the dark forces swirling around the house, Indy must battle a malevolence intent on dragging his beloved Todd into the afterlife. Okay. Director names, people who are starring in it. So it looks like this one, I imagine, so knowing that there's a review here, I wonder if Megan was the one that wrote the article. Let's go back to the top. It was Megan Navarro. So usually when we see trailers or articles from her on this site, there's usually a little blurb of a review at the bottom because she's typically seen these at a festival, and as this one, and I only knew that because it says right here SXSW review. And usually, again, when there's a small little review down here, it's typically her article. So gonna read this one because it's short. I wrote in my SXSW review, quote, framing the story entirely from the perspective of man's best friend poses unique storytelling challenges, but instantly creates a sustained feeling of unease and anxiety over the pup's well-being. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Good Boy has been rated PG-13 for terror, bloody images, and strong language. And check out the trailer below. So we have the trailer. This is the one we're gonna watch. Do we have no poster? No poster for this one. I imagine, or I would think, maybe upon the next trailer we will have a poster. But let's get back to the top of this article. All right, so we're gonna jump into this one, and hopefully it won't be too bad. I can't imagine they're gonna show us anything crazy in a trailer. So let's check it out and see what it's about.
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
All right, so time stamping, I was a little off. It's a minute 41. I think I said like 2 minutes, but it's a minute 41. So definitely didn't like some of the scenes in there, but I get it. It's necessary to tell the story from this perspective. I will say this, and it's hard to break down a trailer like this because, again, I'm wondering how much of this film, because again, if we're seeing it from the dog's perspective, I can't imagine there's going to be that much dialogue. Meaning, like when the dog is in the room, like we saw there at the end when the dog was watching the TV and the videotape, we could hear obviously somebody speaking, right? So I'm wondering how much of his owner is going to be in the film where we're getting dialogue, or if they're just going to ramp up the intensity or the anxiety levels based on just following the dog around and what the dog is experiencing. Because there were a couple scenes there I didn't necessarily like seeing. Again, if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. I will say this: if the dog passes away, yeah, we riot for sure. Definitely don't want to see that. If anything, want to see the dog as at least the last one standing, maybe even with the owner. But the way the owner was looking in the live action sequence, looks like he was sitting in the woods, and then when we see him in the videotape saying he never should have come there, and then just the look on the face of the dog, I don't think the owner is obviously going to make it. I think we even saw a bit of that in the synopsis about the dog, carrying him through or taking him through to the afterlife. So I can see this one, even though it's a horror film, being a little bit of a tough watch, but nonetheless, this one comes out in theaters again on October 3rd. It won't be something I'll see in theaters. It will be, I think we saw at the very beginning, Shudder popped up. So October 3rd, film like this, I could see it getting into Shudder well before October ends. So will I watch this one on Shudder? Yeah, I'll probably watch this one. Will I do it cautiously for someone like me? Absolutely. So it's hard to gain a true understanding of what's happening in this film because, again, we're talking about from the dog's perspective. Going to be minimal or really no dialogue. It's just going to be all anxiety, anticipation. I mean, we saw somebody at the beginning when the dog was coming downstairs. Someone walked by and started smacking their head up against a door. Don't know if that's the owner or somebody else. I'd imagine it's probably the owner. And then we saw the dog hiding underneath the bed, obviously either from his owner or from the ghost that he's seeing. So it looks interesting. Again, I'm going to approach it with caution just because I know the type of person I am. Obviously, if you are a dog person or a pet person, then I'd imagine you probably will do the same. So anyways, that's going to do it for this trailer review reaction for the film Good Boy. Again, coming to theaters October 3rd. And we did see, again, the Shudder icon pop up. So I do imagine this will find its way to Shudder before the end of October. So we'll keep an eye out for this one to see if we happen to get any more trailers before October 3rd. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. If we do, we'll cover it. If not, then we'll just wait for this one to drop. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this film and just what you think about films in general when it comes to dogs or pets, especially when they're part of the primary story. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.